My friends, we are now getting ready to start our Wednesday noonday Bible study. I would encourage you, if you can, get you a pencil so you can take some notes so you can go and study it after this, because it will be a blessing to your soul. From the book of Hebrews, one of my favorite, chapter 11, verse number 6. And it says, and without faith. Now, without faith, listen careful, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that he exists, friends, and that he is a rewarder to those who honestly seek him. Honestly, not just doing something, but seek him. So today I want to talk about what your belief system. When you think about the time in which we live and the things that we are involved with, we have what it is called on the telephone. When you call, you leave in your answering service box. We have it, and we leave messages in there. Then after a while, I've gone through that recently. Someone called, and they say, well, I'm sorry, you can't leave a message because the box is full. It's no different than your belief system. Your belief system is like a box in you, and you can keep it open, partially open, or you can fill it with nothing. Let me give you what I mean by fill it. Okay, you're going to be doing something. You want to go back to school, you're an adult, or you want to buy a home, and you believe you can do it. Then you start testing with other people, and they're giving you ideas, and their ideas will fill your belief system. Then you start believing it. Well, I better not try it because I'm not sure this might happen. It's always going to be something happen. This world is built on things happen, unless you don't know about atoms. And that's why I try to correct people when they tell me what Eve made him do. No one in the Bible Eve made him do nothing. His system changed when he saw her and got with her. So now as we move through this stage of our time in which we live and time of our life, what is it that you really believe? It said God will reward those who really honestly believe in him and search him and research him. But you got to believe it. And once you start to believe in it, then your faith kicks in. And then when your faith kicks in, you don't need all those extra ideas that have been given to you. I shall never forget when we was building the church, I had everybody calling me in. Some saying it's not going to work, and some saying it would work. Well, I had got from the man who, I'm talking about God now, who had said what to do, how to do it, so I wrote it down. So who am I to go back and get all these different ideas, ideology from people? Then I have lost the main key. My faith then started dwindling and wiggling because my belief system is twisting. Faith's not going to do anything till you get a hardcore belief. Just like when you're dating, you was interested in somebody. When they start talking to you, you yield because you believed in them. You didn't even know them. They could have just got out of prison, but you believed in them because the way they talked, the way they act, and the way they did things. And so Jesus sees all. Now I want you to get this. Jesus sees all. That means this morning he knew what was going to happen all day today. And then he knows what's going to happen today while you're listening to this Bible lesson. He knows because he sees all. And number two, he hears all the stuff people say to you. He knows some of that stuff needs to be kicked out. You shouldn't record it in your belief system. I listened to some stuff and said, well, thank you very much, I appreciate it. Once I leave, you ask me, I don't know what you said because you haven't said nothing really. And this belief system helps us to accomplish stuff for ourselves and for the kingdom of God. Not only God, Jesus sees all, he hears all. And friend, listen to this. He knows all. So if he gives you something, who you going to go and ask about it? He gave you because he knew what's going to be from the beginning to the end. And you can't hide nothing. So well, didn't nobody talk to me but Jesus. Well, you know they did because they have influenced you. You can't hide nothing from God. If God will call upon my friends to witness for you, what would he have to say? What's on your record? That's what he have to say. So you got to have a good record, clear record, and then you got to believe the system and then move on. Now, if you don't do that, you're going to miss something. It's like the parade, I call it, the marching. A lot of people did an excellent job in the marching, and some people weren't paying no attention. So then they missed something. It's not what didn't happen, what could have happened. And so use your system so your faith can work. God has given us faith. Once we become saved, he has given us faith. We have faith, and that faith will get us where God want to lead us. I know a lady retired from the state a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and so she said, was talking to me, wanted to get some advice, and I told her I'd give her the best I can. She wanted to go back to Sac State and get her master's 4 years ago. And so I said, well, that's fine. You got nothing to lose. And so she said, that way I don't have to babysit. And I said, well, that might not be the best idea, but it could be a good one. Then she got her master's. She was able to get it in 2 years. She said, now I think I want to go get my PhD. Now she's 66. People say, you're too old to be going to school. I said, where did you get that from? There's no age there's no number on education. I know a lady was 99, she got her master's and she got a PhD. And so the lady, now she has a PhD she can sit on. She has a master she can work with. She ever needs a PhD, she can get up off of it and use that too. And then she retired with a good income. But the reason that many of us don't think like that is because we have a little faith and we think small. Please, for the remainder of 2020, please stop thinking small. Think big if you don't ever get there. I wanted to go to South America, and when I found out the cost of it for my late wife and I said, well, what we'll do, we'll save the money this year, and we'll go next year. Then next year when we got ready to go, we buy a ticket in January, you could get it for half price. If I'd have listened to other folks and listened to me, didn't have enough money, I said, well, I can't go, I'm not going to think about it. No, I wanted to go, so I never quit thinking about it. Then I was able to go, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I went back again. So when you're going to work on your belief system, believe you can accomplish, believe you can get what you has been given by God by your faith. Friends, this belief system is strong. It's powerful. So don't ever renege on it on the advice of other people. Other people, they mean well. I mean, I never think people didn't mean well. But the meaning well and God has given you something is two different things. So you see, would you want God to give you something and then you go and change it? How can you change? You can't go no higher. That's high as you can go. See, the Bible talks about, I pray that your love may abound still more in knowledge and discernment. You get saved, you don't just become happy. Pray for more knowledge of God and pray for more of discernment. See, friends, listen to me careful. Once the love of God began to flow through your life, it will grow and it will abound and abound more and more. It will not stand still. Friends, listen, you will love folks, and that's what we all need to deal with. You will love folks that you never dream you would. Or you could even love, you ever dream you can love those people. It won't make any difference because the love of God is now overflowing in your life. I was talking yesterday to someone, and they're telling me about names and kids call each other in college, in high school. I said, you need to teach your kids, don't use the N word, because it's not a word that is beneficial. Use words that's beneficial. I grew up in a house, we couldn't do that. We had to have a name. Friends, Jesus sees all. I told you that. He sees all. Now, whether they are rich or poor, and you would be able to do the same thing. You would be able to see all people, whether they are rich or they are poor, whether they are black or whether they are white. They are all people. Whether they are handsome or homely, whether they are intelligent or ignorant. If you get this system working, your belief system, you believe you can do all things through Christ, who strengthens you. Now through Christ, with him, he had to be with you. Then your faith started working. And people said, you sure have changed. No, you have just learned how to work your faith according to the divine power of Almighty God. That's why we have the Holy Spirit. He's our teacher. He's our guide. He helps us to develop. But we got to listen. We got to put it into operation. Otherwise, we just go hear something and it'll get away from us, and that's exactly what we need. And then, friends, you'll love people when you get this system working, this belief system, and then your faith system, whether they are polite or whether they are pathetic or whether they are friends or foes. They become natural for you to love them because it's good for your health, it's good for your culture, and it's good for your family. But if you start hating people outside, then you're going to start hating them inside. Anything going to get on your nerves. This man, 88 years old, he was teasing me about some stuff, and I said to him, I said, you still think it's strong at 88? He said, what you talking about, Williams? Pastor Williams, Dr. Williams? What are you talking about? I'm going to be like this at 98, because I am not going to be putting my mind on getting old. I'm putting my mind enjoying life. I said, you see, you need to put that on tape, because a lot of people, when they get sick, well, I'm getting old now. He said, well, where did they get that from? I said, from some friends. It passed down. And then, friends, it won't make any difference who people, whoever they might be, or what they are. It won't make any difference whether they have been, where they have been, or where they live, or what they have. It won't make no difference with you, because you believe that you can accomplish anything God gives you. And faith started working. And faith sometimes, and this is me, I think sometimes faith crawls in us. But if you let it keep building on it, it'll start walking soon. And then you will not worry too much. It won't make any difference whether, my friends, whether people, what they have done or what they have said, if you get your faith working. Because your faith is going to take over your, my friends, system. Your willpower works in your inward system. I said again, he sees it all. For the love of God, this is what I'm trying to get you to see. For the love of God reaches out beyond all culture. It reaches beyond all races. It reaches beyond all classes. It reaches beyond all ages. It goes beyond all lifestyle, beyond all personalities. It goes beyond all societies. Love of God has no boundaries. It just moves on. Now, one of the things that we've been doing in America, once we get something, we lock it in and we don't go no further. Don't ever become locked in. Move on as long as you live. Jesus said to us that he that is free, whoever God sets free, is free indeed. If you're free, then you have to be open to other people. Some people said to me, I don't like so-and-so. That's what I can't say that. I like everybody, I just don't run with them. So put your life in your conversation that God gives you. My friend, I wish that we would just reach out to God. I want to repeat this. Stop thinking small. Think big. Pastor William, we don't need no church this big. I'm quoting people. We need something smaller like the church we in on 12th Avenue. That was good when it was built in that season. We're in a different season now. We need something else so it's space when it grows, you don't have to worry. And you got to trust God because he gave it to us. I said, now what would we be now if we had not listened to God? Quit asking all of these folks you don't know what they're talking about. Well, give me some advice on this. What advice you have? When somebody tell me, I said, my advice is move on up. And then when you get up so high, move out. Don't stand still. Work your faith. Work it. Work it. And if you work it, it will work. Your belief system is open. Always want to receive something that you have that is beneficial, that they can use it and help others. God will bless you if you learn to believe what he says, work it according to your faith, and then thank him for what he's done. I thank God for you, and I pray that things will go well, well. For it is well with my soul. It's well. I hope it's well with yours. Thank God and praise him.